Hi team, uh, welcome to AWS classes. And first of all, before going to the AWS topics, first understand what is cloud computing. And before we are going to start anything, first of all we need to understand like about the basic concepts. So we need first of all we need to understand what is cloud computing, where we are going to cloud computing, what are the uses of cloud computing, when compared to on-premises, why we prefer the cloud computing. So this we have different types of questions. So for all questions here, this is the class and this is the introduction class where we getting knowledge about the computer services and by using the cloud. Okay, what is cloud? Cloud computing is nothing but if you are using the computer service over the internet, that will be called as the cloud computing. Generally, what we will do, server. I think anybody, you all about the server is down, server is up. We are hitting to the server like that. What do you mean by server? Server is nothing but the high-end configuration mission. So it is also a normal mission, but server is nothing but it's a high-end mission. It is process the request within a specific timelines. It is more compute capacity. So if we take the our normal laptops, which is having 16 GB of RAM, mostly 1 TB of hard disk. So processor there is a small processor. So these are the for home purpose and for client purpose it is okay. But for coming to servers, it needs to process the request. Whatever the request which it is received from the clients, it need to process of the number of requests. So it needs the high capacity to process that request. So that way it is equipped with such high computing access, that is 32 GB of RAM, 64 GB of RAM, that is sometimes 128 GB of RAM. So TBs of hard disks. So like that high-end processors. So for processing the request. Okay, suppose generally what we are doing whenever I have the requirement to deploy my application, so what I will do, suppose if I am organization, I am going to procure the servers, that is a server hardware. I need to deploy my hardware in a separate room that will be managed by the IT person for protecting the devices which are running in the condition. So I am going to provide the air conditioner to my devices, and I need to provide the dedicated room for those hardware. At the same time, if my project is done, actually I'm thinking for my project it will be for 3 years. So unfortunately what happened, I need to remove my application within the 6 months only. So once I had procured the devices means infrastructure, that will be very impossible to resell that, because of companies will never ever do like that. So here compute why we choose cloud computing means, so whenever I have the demand, at that time I am going to create my mission on the environment, means in cloud. So whenever whatever the specification I had requirement, so based on my requirement I am going to create missions in the internet, is nothing but the cloud. So whenever I don't require those missions, at the time simply I will remove those missions. So whatever the services, whatever the computer services which I am using for that particular period of time, I will be billed for that particular period of time only. So this is highly reliable. Highly reliable means even though if I lost, there is a less chance uh, to lose my data, because of uh, we have different service types of cloud service providers are there. They are providing different types of SLAs. There is 0.00001% of chance to lost our data. There is highly reliable, highly available, whenever highly security, everything it will be provided by the cloud. So okay, I'm ready to use the cloud services. Who will provide the cloud services to me? There are different service providers are there for providing cloud services to me. Just we have the look into this cloud computing. Whatever the things which I told to you right now, you can find it the same in the slide. So it is a pay as you go, but whatever the services I'm going to use, I will be paid for those services only. So these are the services which we are available on the cloud. Means I will be use the my cloud computing devices for database storage as well as normal storage for server purpose, for application purpose, everything. We have different types of cloud models which are available in the market. One is public cloud, which is highly famous, and the second one is private cloud, and the third one is a hybrid cloud. So, what are the basic difference between the these three clouds? Just just please have a look on that. Suppose if you take the public cloud. So what do you mean by public? In the name itself only it is public means everybody will be able to access those public cloud. Means there are different service providers out there. Suppose for example AWS Amazon Web Service is one of the cloud service provider, and Azure, Google, Oracle. These are the different service providers which are available to provide the cloud services to us. Okay, means public is nothing but everybody can be able to access, but it is not free, so we need to pay for the bill. So whatever the services which I had used, I will be able to pay for those services which I had used. So coming to private cloud is nothing but, suppose if I have my house, I have my private room. So private room is nothing but nobody will be entered into my private space. This is highly private because which is built by me, which is used by me. Nobody will have the access. In the similar way, the private cloud is also nothing but if company established some room, some space, and they had put their all their servers in that particular room, that there is no other companies will be able to access those servers. This is nothing but private cloud. What is hybrid cloud? Suppose if I take some example, I have the one company, and up to now I am using the on-premises servers for accessing my applications. In future I have different I got one another project, so I don't have the hardware with me right now, but this is one of the service which I am going to use to the, my existing application. So what I will do, instead of procuring the new hardware for my application, I will do one thing. I will uh, I will use the resources from the public cloud, and I will use the same. So my some of the services is on my on-premises, and some of the services is on cloud. In this scenario, what I have the requirement, I need to establish some communication between my on-premises to the cloud. So at that time, I need to make a connection. So this is nothing but hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud is nothing but a combination of on-premises as well as cloud. Okay, and as I told you earlier, these are the service providers which are available in market. Okay, and why we are choose on demand. Whenever I have the requirement, at the time I will be able to create those servers. Broad network access. These are the we have n number of IPs available, and we can create the as big as network. So whatever the application size I will have, so based on that my application size, my network size, the cloud service will be able to support my network. Location independent resource pooling, rapid elasticity. Rapid elasticity is nothing but suppose in this particular point of time I need the three servers, but suddenly my demand has been increased, so the users hitting has been more. So at that time I need to increase my capacity to 100 servers at a time. So that will be possible in cloud, but in on-premises it is highly impossible because at overnight I am not able to procure all those assets, and I am not able to deploy the same in my on-premises. But whereas in cloud I will be able to create the multiple servers based on my requirement. Whenever I have the requirement, I will be able to increase the servers. Whenever I don't have any requirement, at that time I will decrease the capacity of my servers. Measured pay per use service. This means whatever the services, whatever the time which I had used, I will be use. I will be. I need to pay for those services only. Okay, and I already explained this, what is public cloud, what is private cloud, what is hybrid cloud. And one more thing I didn't explain to you, this community cloud. The community cloud is nothing but Suppose if you take one building, in those one building 10 stairs are there, means 10 floors are there. In 10 floors 10 companies has occupied. So instead of each company had made the means private cloud, so they will do one thing. So they will made one entire floor for deploying the servers, and whoever the companies occupied in those particular building, they are all going to use the same data center. So that will be called as a community cloud. Okay, and these are the different services which have available in the cloud. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. Means these cloud services, whatever the infrastructure we need, those infrastructure will be provided by these cloud service providers. And SaaS means storage as a service. There's example, for example, OneDrive. In your organization, I think you mostly see this OneDrive. This is OneDrive where we are going to use this OneDrive. It's an Office 65 product, and this will be used to store our data, just like Google Drive. Okay, and Google Drive. These are the storage as a service. Suppose if you take the Google Drive, you will get the 15 GB of data free. So whatever the data you have, you will be uploading your data into the Google Drive. So and you will be able to access these Google data from any device once you log in. So this Google data is nothing but the storage as a service. And coming to PaaS. PaaS is nothing but platform as a service, and these providers are providing on creating one platform. In this platform we are going to use our services. DAS means DAS, data as a service. FAS, function as a service. And these are the software as a service. So just please have a look on this picture. You will get some idea of what is function. Suppose data, dynamo. We have different database also. Database are there. So those databases also will be provided as a service to us by these cloud service providers. Function as a service. Suppose if any software employee is there, means software developer is there, so they had some developed some functionality. So first of all, they need to check the is their functionality working or not. So at the time they need to use the services in Amazon. In AWS, they are using the Lambda as a functional services. So they will check the functionality of the application software. This is Office 365. It is uh, a group of things. If we adapt any Office 365 license, then automatically we will get Teams, Outlook, OneDrive. It's a package of applications. Just we are simply accessing, we are providing the access to these applications. Then all users by default accessing Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, OneNote. Everything will be whatever the products which are inside of a 365, they will be able to access those. Okay, and just please have a look on this. If I deploy my servers in on premises, the entire part will be taken care by me only. That means networking, storage, servers, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, data, applications. What these all things will be taken care by me. And coming to infrastructure, suppose if I had take infrastructure as a service, just I want infrastructure only. So rest of all things I will take care. What they will provide the networking, they will provide the storage, they will provide the servers, they will provide the virtualization software as well. So what I need to do is I need to create missions, I need to deploy OS, I need to create data, I need to deploy the application. Everything will be taken by me only. Suppose if I adopt a platform as a service, then these all things up to runtime, these all services will be provided by the cloud service provider. The rest two things, data and application. Because they already created one platform for me. I had created platform, the entire platform will be supported by them. So what I will do is my simple function, I need to just deploy my application on the platform. And software as a service. In this, everything everything will be provided by the cloud service provider. So just we need to use that application. This is nothing but software as a services. And what are the advantages? So these are the advantages if we are using the cloud services. That is improved collaboration, excellent accessibility, low maintenance cost, mobility. Whenever means I will be able to move on different locations as well. These cloud services will avail around the world, limited storage, unlimited storage capacity, services in paper use, data security. So by considering all these services, I will adopt cloud is the one of the best platform for developing or deploy my application. Okay, the further things we will see in the next class. Thank you.